I think the police are going to be called because there's been an assault at St. James's Park on 11 Cockneys. What a fucking win. Get your flights booked because Newcastle won the Champions League. The Tottenham match ball's coming up, so make sure you stick around. Welcome back to Black White Banter, you lovely Newcastle fans. I'm making the walk, just bounced out the shower. That means only one thing, it's match day. It's a very sunny match day after what was a shitty start of the weekend on the weather front. I've had me coffee, I've had local hero boom, and I'm ready to go. And as I said on the match preview, they don't come much bigger than this one for us. It's Champions League battle. It's right up there. If I was a neutral, I'd be looking forward to this game with what's at stake. We've got to win this one today. If we are serious about Champions League football, we're all happy with European football of any kind. It's amazing. If we're serious, we've got to win this game against a very unorthodox Tottenham team. It's one way you could put it. They're all at 6s and 7s. They're probably dreading coming up here. The atmosphere is going to be class. We haven't been in St. James's Park for ages now. 3 away games in a row. Let's get over there. Let's make some noise. Let's soak up this sunshine and let's bring the points home, because that Champions League is going to be almost in touching distance. I'll be on Ryanair if we win this one today. So let's get in there and hopefully this can be a fucking cracking Sunday. However, that team news is out. I've just landed in Newcastle. He's gone with the team I wanted in the match preview midfield-wise. He's gone with Joelinton. He's gone with Willock. Gordon's out. I would have loved to have seen Matt Target in. I felt like this was the game for him because of Kulusevski and their Spanish fullback, the new signing, Porro. I think it's Porro. A lot of trickery down that side, so I hope Dan Burn pulls his socks up a little bit compared to how he's been playing more recently. But I know Eddie Howe likes a solid back four, a maintained back four, and I think he's a loyal manager as well, Eddie Howe. That's why he's always stuck by Callum Wilson through his career as in management. So fingers crossed there's enough to get over the line there. I'm still backing us today. I'm going to get up to St. James's Park now. Huge 3 points this if we can do it. Huge 3 points. Let's roll the boys on. How we get the lads? I said I wasn't drinking this weekend, and then Eddie Howe's mags have made me get on the fucking beers. 5-0 at half-time, although I didn't need a fucking calculator to work out the score. Speechless, absolutely speechless. Every single Newcastle fan in that stadium is speechless. Don't even know where to start. I'm not going to talk about every goal, I'll do that at the end of this vlog. But my fucking God, was that incredible. Absolutely incredible. Pick of the bunch for me has got to be Willock's assist for Isak's goal. Absolutely fantastic, outside of the foot, sweet as a nut. I'm just speechless. We've just witnessed history there. Not even Pep Guardiola could pull that one out the bag. 5 goals in fucking 20 minutes. We own the beers. Champions League's looking more and more likely, and Tottenham Hotspur may as well not even come out for the second half. Holy fucking shit. Speechless. I don't expect as much in the second half. How are you, lads? Right, I've just come out of the stadium. I'm joined by Joe. Joe, normally I would say, how would you sum up that game? What I'm first going to ask is, how would you sum up the first 20 minutes of that game?
Just incredible, absolutely incredible it was. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's the first time I've been to the match for a few years. So,
wow, what a day to come!
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm going to sort of put you down as being responsible for that result then, if it's been a while.
I think so.
And again, I'm going to put you on the spot with this one. Who was your man of the match today? And I know that's a very difficult question after a performance like that.
I don't know, between Bruno or Joe Linton, I think. I'm going to go for Bruno, the usual, I guess.
Probably is a popular choice, I'm going to assume. And after that, is Champions League out? Is Champions League hours now?
I hope so. I don't know if it's too early for one, mind, I must admit. But yes, I'd like to think so. We've got a game in hand over Tottenham, I believe. So
with regards to you saying too early, elaborate on that a little bit, because I know that's mixed opinion.
Yeah, squad-wise, we need to get some good players in over the summer. If we can get some good players in, I think, yeah, great.
And the counter-argument to that would be, obviously, we're getting Champions League, we can maybe attract better players faster and spend a bit more with financial fair play.
Yeah, absolutely would, yeah. Going to attract them for sure, isn't it? Yeah.
And another flip side to that, because we are where we are, and we've been in the Champions League places now for so long, we've just beaten our closest competition at the moment to them places. Would you feel disappointed if we got Europa League now, the way that we've been in there the whole of the season almost, or not? I know that's a bit of a funny question, because we would have been chuffed with Europa League at the start.
Absolutely, we would have been. Nobody would have expected this at the beginning of the season. But Europa League, yeah, great. If we can get Champions League, fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
And just that performance alone and that result, where does that rank in terms of matches you've been to in your lifetime at St.James Park?
Oh, well, if I go back over the years, I've been to quite a few good matches, like when Kevin Keegan was here and Bobby Robson was here. But obviously today, like I say, I haven't been for a few years. I'll give me ticket up when Ashley was here. So, yes, it's got to be up there.
It's probably giving you a bit of a thirst to get that ticket back, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. In hindsight, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time, mate, anyways. Right, I'm joined by Lee and Alex, just come out the match. What a result. And as I've just said to the last gentleman, I'm not going to ask you what you thought of the full game firstly. I'm going to ask you what you thought of the first 20 minutes, which I've never said that before. Sum up that first 20 minutes.
Well, to be honest, I mean, what a performance. All the goals were taken really well, especially Isak's and Joe Linton's. I thought they got really rattled by 3-0 and we just battered them.
And who was your, and this is a difficult one, who was your man of the match today? Tricky question.
Probably Isak. He scored 2 goals and was really good on and off the ball. Brilliant performance.
Joe Linton for me. I thought Joe Linton was outstanding.
Joe Linton was mine, but again, a very, very difficult question. Now, Champions League football, we've occupied them places now most of the season. We've just beat our closest competition for them places. Is it ours?
Well,
Yes.
not quite for me. I think Brighton's still a big game at home. I think Brighton's probably the closest one, but if we threw it away from here, it would be ridiculous. But I remember, 96 when we threw away a 12-point lead with a game in hand, so I'm not counting my chickens just yet.
And would I be right in thinking that all you've probably ever watched so far supporting Newcastle is pretty poor relegation battles under Mike Ashley? Is that right?
Yes.
So this must be the most incredible thing what you're witnessing right now.
Yes.
Sum up what supporting Newcastle in the last year has been like for you.
So it's been a big change since the Ashley era, but everything's just got a lot better and there's more people in the ground.
Because he started, when did you first come? When he was 5.
5.
And he's 10 now, so he's had 5 years of it.
Right.
4 years of dross and then 1 year of actually
So you're
playing
starting to
something.
see something good now.
Yeah.
Starting to see something good. And final question, this is a bit of an unusual one. Because we've been in them Champions League places most of the season, if we were to get Europa League at the end of the season, and that's probably me sounding a bit negative, but if we were, is that a bit of a disappointment, or are you still over the moon? Because it's a funny one, because we've been there all season now in that top 4 almost. So how would you feel hypothetically if we finished 5th or 6th now?
Well, for me, I think now it would be a disappointment just because of where we are. Also, there's with financial fair play, by getting in the Champions League, it just allows us to not only be able to spend a bit more money, but go for bigger players. You know, you now have the attraction that you're in the Champions League. So it'd be a big disappointment. Now, at the start of the season, I would have been happy with top 8, to be honest. So yeah.
Right. Now, final question I'm going to get from you. Yeah. Give me your favourite Newcastle chant. After that result, come on, give us your favourite Newcastle chant.
E-I-E-I-E-I-O.
Keep it going.
Up the Premier League we go.
And when we get to Europe,
this is what we sing.
We are Geordies.
Super Geordies.
Eddie is our what?
King!
Hey! Thank you very much. I'm joined by these lovely gentlemen just outside St. James's Park, and I'm very intrigued because I've been told before I even asked the question that they've got a great story for me. So fire away.
Okay, so basically what happened, we went to like this little boba tea place in Chinatown. I really recommend it. It's called Boba Cha.
Right.
And they gave me a free fortune cookie with my drink. And at after half time, I went to the toilet. And then when I came back, I remembered I had it. So I opened it, and the fortune in it.
It didn't say 6-1, did it?
No. But we sit in the Milburn stand, which is facing the east stand, and it literally said, "Sitting towards the east may bring you good fortune."
I'll just get that a little bit.
Yeah, sitting towards the east may bring
I tell
fortune.
you what. I wasn't a big believer in them sorts of things, but that sounds a pretty decent omen in my eyes. Happy days, right? You want to keep that one forever. Right. Happy days. Right, on to the game itself. I'm not going to ask you to sum up the full game like I normally would. I'm going to ask you first and foremost to sum up the first 20 minutes of that game.
Phenomenal.
We're bouncing.
I felt like I was gonna faint. My heart was racing. It was just going bang, 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 bang. Like, I couldn't believe it.
And I've just spoken to a younger gentleman just a couple of minutes ago, and I said to him, I assumed that all he'd ever known supporting Newcastle was pretty poor mediocrity under Mr. Mike Ashley. So I'm assuming this, for you especially, must be absolutely incredible what you're witnessing right now.
Yes, it is. It's amazing.
Fantastic. You're enjoying coming to St. James's Park now?
It's so much fun. I always loved it.
Right. And who were your man of the matches today?
I'd have to say Joe Willock for me.
Joe Willock, yeah. Lovely assist in the first half. That
The
outside of the foot. Oh. And yours?
Willock and Isaac.
Oh, I need one.
Isaac then.
Isaac, yeah. I like a mix of answers. Do you know what's becoming really normal at St. James's Park? Like, really normal? Is looking up at the away end from where I sit and seeing fans leaving fucking 10 minutes early. It's happened time after time. It was Man United, the fans were leaving. Aston Villa, the fans left. Tottenham Hotspur, the fans left. Eddie Howe's early fan exit forcing mags is what I might start calling them in my hashtags on social media. Where the hell do you start with that one? I've been coming to St. James's Park for a very, very long time. I've been watching Premier League and football in general for a very long time, and I will never watch 20 minutes of football like what I've just seen in that first half at St. James's Park. I don't even think Pep Guardiola and the machine that is Mr. Eric Haaland could conjure that up in a Premier League game. That was nothing short of fucking mesmerising. We absolutely destroyed a Premier League outfit who apparently are contenders for this top 4. I mean, I expected a reaction from Aston Villa, but my word, that was a reaction and then some. And I'll be totally honest with you, this is the crazy thing. My initial reaction to that wasn't as good as the Man United performance. We weren't as good as Man United, and we won 6-1 and we were 5-0 up after 20 fucking minutes. Yes, of course, Tottenham were very, very bad. They were. Midfield, I said beforehand, Højbjerg and Skip did not scare me at all. Defensively, they've looked at 6s and 7s. I was a bit worried about that left-hand side that right-hand side with Dan Burn because he hasn't been playing great against Kulusevski. That wasn't even an issue. It really wasn't. They were bad, but we started with that press, and I keep saying I sound like a stuck record talking about Eddie Howe's style of play, his press, his intensity, our possession. I talked in the match preview about having a bit of intent with the possession, and we didn't do that against Aston Villa when we did have the ball. It was clueless in the final third amongst many other things, and we just started exactly like I know this Newcastle team can start matches. Lloris isn't great with his ball at his feet. That defence is shaky as hell. We were always going to win the midfield if Mr. Bruno and Joelinton showed up, which, my fucking God, did they show. Bruno was fantastic, but Joelinton edged it for me. Joelinton, man of the match by a country mile. That man can literally come round my house, steal every possession of mine, and I'd still pat him on the back and say, you're welcome to that, Mr. Joey. I don't care, because you are fucking fantastic. 40 million looks a snip for that man, who is the most transformed footballer I've ever known in world football. And I think people need to acknowledge that a bit more, other than Newcastle fans, because what that man has managed to turn around is nothing short of absolutely incredible. And I'm still speechless. I'm not going to try and review the game too much. My pick-outs from them 5 goals in the first half was certainly Willock's pass for Isak's goal, that outside of the foot. Je ne sais quoi, as Mr. David Ginola would say. I think it's French. Is that French? That was beautiful, and it was a lovely finish as well. Jacob Murphy. I think Jacob Murphy is like me as a footballer. When he's got time to think about a chance, he's shite. When he just hits it and he only has a couple of seconds, he's better with a reaction goal and a reaction strike. And I'm delighted for the lad. He's a Newcastle fan. He's banged in 2. Sean Longstaff came back. He doesn't come out the team now for me under any circumstances. We missed him against Aston Villa. He was brilliant today, as every player was. And I'm just processing what we've just watched. 5 goals after 20 minutes. I'm just devastated for Nick Pope conceding. I really am. I bet he's gutted going home to crack open a can of lager with his missus tonight. Devastated to even have conceded. Because apart from that, we were absolutely perfect. And if that is the closest competition we have for Champions League, that Tottenham team, we've got nothing to worry about. I'm already on Ryanair. I'm looking. Madrid, decent. Airbnb, decent prices. Bed and breakfasts are a little bit more pricey. We may as well start booking them. Trips, and it blows my mind. I've just been asking fans whether they'd be happy with Europa League if we got it now. I don't think many of them would. Yes, Europa League would be amazing. Any European football would be. But if that Tottenham team is the closest competition we have, we've just obliterated them. And as long as that Aston Villa performance, which is now feeling long forgotten, does not repeat, no more blips like that. That was a really freak result. It has to be ours. It has to be. Everton on Thursday, we cannot afford any slip-ups at these sorts of places. I don't mean like a draw at Everton, worst case scenario looking forward. It's not a bad result, but we cannot afford any more massive slip-ups. And if we just continue as we are, as we know that team can play. I mean, Eddie Howe made 5 changes, and they weren't bad changes. Almir on full legs. Callum Wilson scores as soon as he comes on. You've got Manquillo, who's played long enough for us at right back. You've got bloody Elliot Anderson didn't get a sniff today. You've got Matt Targett didn't get a sniff. We have options now. Options who are all wanting and chomping at the bit to be a part of this team. And Champions League now looks a massive prospect. We were fighting fucking relegation last season. And now I'm talking about Champions League looking so like it's almost inevitable. It's incredible. And that match will live long in the memory of every single Newcastle fan who was in that stadium or watching on a screen. Absolutely incredible. Eddie Howe's Cockney destroying fucking mags. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, Newcastle fans. Whether you're getting shit-faced, whether you're smashing the Yorkshire puddings, put some extra gravy on, because that was absolutely wonderful. And have a great week. If you haven't already, whack that like button. Do that now. Give us a subscribe if you've liked this match vlog, because there'll be more to come. And I'll see you on the next one, Newcastle fans. I'm going to try and process this. My head is absolutely battered. I don't even know what the score was. I think I should get a calculator. I think it was 6-1. I think it was. Anyway, I'm going to wrap that one up. See you later, Newcastle fans. Have a wonderful Sunday. Away the lads!